So, let's talk about the creator. The creator is the lost brother of the game. Very few players actually play in the creator regularly. Some players don't even know it exists, but the overwhelming majority just don't give a damn about the creator. But why is that? Why is the creator so empty? We all wanted Last Day on Earth to have multiplayer from the start. Yet, over the past few years, players have been losing interest in this part of the game. Today's video, we're going to try to answer this question, giving the reason why nobody plays in the creator and maybe try to suggest ideas on how to improve it. But before that, make sure to subscribe. I want to reach 5,000 subscribers in this month. I would really appreciate it. Thanks and enjoy the video. Let's go back in time and discuss briefly how the creator came to life. The creator wasn't always in the game, and it wasn't Kefir's first attempt at multiplayer. Instead, back in the day, we had Sector 7. Without going into too much details, Sector 7 was our first introduction to multiplayer in Last Day on Earth. It started all the way back in 2018 with update 1.8. Players first needed to repair a terminal in a new location called Wall Sector 7. You had to wear a power armor suit to access the sector. Once in the global map, a new location was revealed, cluster of anomalies. Inside, players could see each other, but there was not much to do. You just had to complete a few tasks. Sector 7 received regular updates, adding new zombies, locations, and mechanics. One of the core components of the sector, the power armor suit, was also replaced with regular armor such as the hazmat suit, which changed the whole concept of Sector 7. Sector 7 lasted for a while, until one day it was replaced with the creator. Now, it wasn't a complete replacement really, it was more like a rebranding. Some mechanics were changed, while others were kept. For example, instead of using a terminal to access the multiplayer mode, players just needed to click on this new button down here. Again, the creator received regular updates, adding a lot of new mechanics as well, like the ability to decorate a home with furniture or even PvP. The creator basically became a whole new region where players needed to give it full attention if they wanted to progress quickly. From the start, we can clearly see why players never caught on with Sector 7 or the creator. The reason is simple. Single player and multiplayer were separated. Players didn't just want to have a multiplayer mode. Players wanted to have multiplayer aspects in the main world. Aspects like raiding each other or clearing locations in co-op. This is why there were always players who stayed in the wastelands, while others who decided to just focus on the creator, creating two groups in the community. Of course, the majority were and still are in the wastelands. This separation of the worlds caused many problems. The first is the fact that developers had to work double, because they needed to satisfy both the communities with updates. Some players wanted the devs to focus all their effort on the main game, while others kept asking again and again for updates in the creator. As you may know, devs are clearly focusing on the main game. When was the last update for the creator? You probably don't even remember what the update was all about. As far as I can tell, the last update for the creator was update 1.17.9, all the way back in 2021. So yeah, if this is true and I'm not making a mistake, Kefir clearly doesn't care that much for the creator, which is understandable. Why keep making updates for a game mode that nobody cares about? So this was basically one of the main reasons why the creator was not a big success from the start. However, I identified other indirect problems that may have caused the decline of the game mode. Imagine this, you are a mid-tier player. Let's say you are around level 160. So you are still probably farming resources for your base, and you are still clearing Bunker Alpha and other locations for guns and armor. So this alone can take up a lot of time of your day, and it doesn't even stop here. This is just normal gameplay. Let's not forget about the seasonal events that you have to complete because you are going to miss out. For instance, these days we have the commune event, Forlorn Fair, and the supply event. All events are extremely good, so you must clear them. And still, you have the Northern Region quests to complete. You need to farm those genomes if you want to get rewards from Genesis collection, otherwise you will miss out on the repair station. And you think it ends here, right? But have you forgotten about the settlements? You will also need to build up your base there, farm the settlements resources, upgrade the buildings, and let's not forget about the expeditions. And there's probably more things to do as well, like doing 99 waves in police station, cleaning port sewers for the motorboat and the laboratory for the drone, clearing Bunker Bravo for the ATV parts. I think I see where I am going with this. No one in the world has all the time to do all of these things. Some are working, some are studying for school, and some have urgent issues to deal with. And on top of all of that, you want players to grind in the creator? Kiefer really thinks that we have 30 hours in a day. This is one of the reasons why most players prefer to spend a little bit of their free time on the wastelands rather than going into the creator. Like I said, it is impossible to do all of the things I mentioned without sacrificing all of your life. Last Day on Earth is a game, not a job where I need to clock in a 9 to 5 to progress through the game. And the creator is no joke. You also have to farm resources to upgrade your district. You also need to farm all of these currencies, which I have no idea what they are called, to buy furniture or to buy items from the other districts. There is also the business level, which you will have to level up if you want to unlock other crafting recipes. The more advanced you are in your business, the more gear you will have access to, which means that you will have a better chance of winning in PvP. So leveling up your business level is a must in the creator. And let's not forget about tournaments that require you to kill zombies and earn points. The tournament lasts for about 15 minutes, so you have to grind even more. Then again, there are even more things to do that I don't have access to, like PvP, which we will be discussing later on. There's also the possibility of accessing different locations other than the resource zones once you reach a certain level, and so on and so forth. The creator falls behind logically. It is in the bottom of priorities for players, and it is understandable. Since the creator doesn't affect the wastelands, why bother with it in the first place? There is no point for anyone to play in the creator unless they really want to spend all their time and effort in the creator, or for the top 1% of players who have completed everything there is in the main game. So far we have discussed three main problems. The creator or Sector 7 is not what players wanted in terms of multiplayer. Secondly, the creator doesn't receive any update. It is completely left behind. Thirdly, Last Day on Earth is already filled with lots of things to do. Players don't have all the time in the world to spend in the creator. And since the creator is not appealing, players most of the time prefer to progress in the wastelands rather than in the creator. These are all problems from the outside, but there are probably even more things to be discussed. Now, since I'm not well versed in the creator gameplay, I had to watch a couple of videos to understand a bit better. You can check out Fusion. He is another content creator for Last Day on Earth. Make sure to give him a sub. As far as I can understand, and sorry if I'm getting things wrong, the economy in the creator is really terrible. It seems as though everything is overpriced, which means that players cannot buy resources to upgrade their own district, which can create a disparity between players. Some have access to resources and can sell them with expensive prices, while others stay behind, unable to purchase anything. And as I said, the economy is basically everything in the creator. Buying and selling items is necessary, both to upgrade your district, but to also level up your business level. And from the looks of things, Kefir doesn't seem to do anything to fix the issue. Another problem that is directly linked to the districts are bots. It seems that the creator has been invaded with bots that are charging overpriced for everything. So good luck finding an actual district with good deals. PvP is also a big part of the creator. However, not everyone can enjoy it. First off, it seems most players play in groups, so if you are alone, you have no chance of beating a clan of 3 people attacking you. But there is another issue, lag. Some players can experience severe lag, which can lead to losing all of the gear you farmed for. As I'm not really a big player of the creator, I cannot explain everything wrong with it, but I think that what I already mentioned is enough. And most players agree that the creator is not as good as it seems. I asked you guys to give your opinion on the creator, and from the poll, we can clearly see that only a few play regularly in the creator, while the overwhelming majority only plays in the creator once in a while or never. Creator is a complete waste of time. It has nothing to do with the real game. If I had friends that play LDOE, then I would have touched the creator. Hello, I'm playing on Southeast Asia servers and the creator is unplayable here. Too much lag, that's why I don't play it. Very rarely when it first dropped, played it for months, but within the last year maybe 4 or 5 times. Who is creator? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it does not affect the progression in the main game, so it feels like a sacrifice. Your sibling doesn't even send you loot. The market is filled with bots with overpriced items. It is a shared sentiment, no doubt about that. The creator is not appealing to new players with the fact that you have to grind double to progress through the game, and also the problem with the economy, bots and overpriced items, and of course the PvP. Add to that the fact that there's tons of other things to do in the main game. Players just prefer to stick to that rather than spending hours in the creator. And since the creator doesn't receive any update, players that are still there will probably leave soon enough. Hopefully, in the future, Kefir can figure out ways to fix the creator, making it more appealing. Until then, make sure to subscribe to the channel. like, and also let me know in the comments if you want to see a creator series on the channel. Thanks for watching and bye bye.